So guys, we are back with another tactical masterpiece from the always amazing GYR, and this is most definitely a fan favorite. We released this one in FM21, we released this one in FM22, and it is back for its third iteration on this year's game. It is, of course, the Kante Be Beaten. This is GYR's 5-2-3 tactic with the wide players and the central striker, and this is a absolute monster of a tactic. If we dive in, you can take a look at the shape in game right now. Obviously you do have the 3 centre backs, you have the 2 full backs, we have the 2 central midfielders who have to do a lot of running, I will add, but you've got the wide players again attacking the space in these wide areas, and then that central striker. We have tested this tactic with a number of teams. On screen you will see Chelsea, we will talk about that one in just a second, but we tested this one with Barcelona as well. Barcelona won the league, they won the Copa del Rey, and they won the Champions League as well. I have to add the caveat that they won the league with 100 points as well. That is not easy to do in testing. We also tested this with Tranmere Rovers as well, for you guys who like a tactic. Tested a little bit lower down the footballing league pyramid. They won Sky Bet League 2 as well. So again, a very good result. And if we go into the competitions tab with this Chelsea simulation, they won the league with 91 points. They also picked up a Champions League trophy as well, beating Liverpool in that final after a 0-0 draw. Looks like Chelsea scored all of their penalties. Jorginho, Aubameyang, Thiago Silva, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙗, and then the main man, N'Golo Kante. You couldn't write this script for this, basically. N'Golo Kante scored the winning penalty. Fabinho, Curtis Jones, Jordan Henderson all scored for Liverpool, and 𝘼𝙗𝙤 missed a vital penalty. But Kante scoring the winner, I think, is very poetic in this particular instance. If we dive in to take a look at some of the stuff, guys, in the Premier League, absolutely bossed it. 49 goal difference, 91 points, winning the league by 6 points. Even Kai Havertz scored 25 goals for Chelsea in this particular tactic. If we load up the tactic again and we quick pick without restriction, this is the best 11 for this tactic. So you can see the sorts of players that are going to go and be attributed to some of these roles. So let's break it down right here, right now. This is GYR's Kante Be Beaten for FM23. So in goal we have Edouard Mendy. He is a sweeper keeper on support with the additional instruction of tackle harder. Now you can tell the difference, guys, between the tackle harder and the take more risks, obviously. So the tackle harder is the additional instruction, and the additional instructions have this white cog and the red circle attached to it, and you just get to those by clicking this edit button, and you have the tackle harder selected here. You know it's selected because a normal role and the instruction will have a white outline. Once it's selected, it will go green to indicate to you that it has been selected. Before we go through and break down the rest of this tactic, though, I will leave links to GYR down in that description, so please do go and show G some love. His links to his Twitter, his Twitch, and of course his Discord community will be down there as well. And if you do like the tactics on the channel, on your way back up, smash that like button and let me know that you want to see more tactics from the awesome GYR. Moving into the defense, then we have 2 ball-playing defenders either side of the central defender. Now the ball-playing defenders are set to defensive duty, and they have no additional instructions on them. They are the ones to get the balls and start progressing the attacks forward through the defense. Then we have that central defender on defensive duty, which in this instance is Koulibaly. Moving into the fullbacks, then we have wingbacks on support on both sides. Now these actually do have different instructions, guys, so make sure you pay attention. We do have in the right back spot one of my favorite players in the game. It is, of course, Reece James. He is a wingback on support, and this time he has the additional instructions of take more risks, cross more often, dribble more, and tackle harder. His English teammate on the left back spot is, of course, Ben Chilwell in this Chelsea team. He has the additional instruction of tackle harder, and of course he is again a wing back on support. Moving into the midfield too, as you can see, a box-to-box midfielder and a central midfielder on support. As I mentioned, these guys are going to have to do a lot of work in this tactic. Let's talk about the box-to-box midfielder before we get to the main man. This is a box-to-box midfielder, guys, on support function. They have the additional instructions of take more risks and get further forward. Whilst this guy is going to cover a lot of danger, he is also going to be a late arriver into the penalty area, guys. So he is going to be a key attacking component of this tactic as well. Then we have the main man, N'Golo Kante. He is a central midfielder on support. He has the additional instructions of take more risks, get further forward, move into channels, and of course tackle harder again. So these guys are really going to push up the field. The attack kind of comes through the fullbacks, and then everybody else is bombing forward to get on the end of things. It does work very, very well. On the right-hand side, we have Raheem the Dream Sterling. He is an inside forward on attack with the additional instruction of sit narrower, allowing Mr. Reece James to have free reign on this right-hand side. On the left-hand side is, again, an inside forward on attack with the sit narrower instruction. Up front, an advanced forward. Whether or not Kai Havertz is an advanced forward is a completely different matter, but he is an advanced forward, of course, on attack duty, because that's the only way that they come. They have the additional instruction on them of pass it shorter, take more risks, dribble more, shoot less often, and tackle harder. Again, shoot less often on this instance is definitely there to kind of make sure that you're taking a higher percentage chance if there's a passing opportunity on, rather than just seeing your strikers hit it and hope for the best, basically. So in terms of everything, things have gone well, and it's obviously worked pretty well for Kai Havertz. 40 goals for him inside 57 starts, 40 goals, 8 assists for the German, and I assume Chelsea fans will be very happy with a performance like this out of their forward. Unfortunately, not looking like that for Chelsea in real life right now. In terms of the tactical style, obviously this is a custom one created by the amazing GYR. You can basically select any one of these, whichever you want. It doesn't really matter. We usually go for a gegenpress, or I like a vertical tiki-taka. As long as you follow the rest of the instructions, it will basically look the same from a tactical style standpoint. The mentality is a positive mentality, and in possession, this is how we are running things. With our attacking width, we are fairly wide. With our approach play, we are passing into space, and we are playing out of defense. Obviously, we do have that back five. We do have the ball playing defenders who can get on the ball and start creating these opportunities. In terms of the passing directness, we are slightly shorter, and we are playing at a higher tempo. We have selected low crosses into that final third, and we are running at defense in terms of our dribbling style. In transition, this is how we are looking. We are counter pressing when possession has been lost. We are countering when the ball's been won, and once that has been won, look at all the players who are countering here. You've got the 3 up front, the 2 midfielders and the wing backs. We are definitely throwing bodies forward with this particular tactic, and that distribution type again is just rolling it out, starting the play from the back. In terms of out of possession, this is how we're running things, guys. We are a high press with that high line of engagement, a higher defensive line as well. We are triggering the press much more often and preventing that goalkeeper short distribution. We are getting stuck in with our tackling, and our defensive line, we're actually stepping up more. Now, this is a new one that I've seen G put on this tactic. It's not necessarily one that I've seen him use before, but it looks like it works an absolute treat in this instance. So that is the tactic. Let's have a final dive in at some of the accomplishments of this save. 40 goals for Kai Havertz, we did touch on. Raheem Sterling with 14 goals and 6 assists for him as well. Obviously, they did win the league and the Champions League. If we go and have a look at the Premier League as well, let's have a look at some of the team overview stats. Most points per game was definitely Chelsea. Of course, they did win that league. Most goals, they are in 4th. Some of the other teams did score more goals than Chelsea. Fewest conceded, again in 3rd. So neither spectacular for Chelsea in this particular instance, but it's just so damn consistent that it just wins over and over and over again. Mendy had 20 clean sheets for himself throughout the course of the season, so you know this tactic is a good one. If you like the tactics for FM23, but this one definitely isn't the one for you, check out the playlist that's popping up here. It's going to be all of the tactics that GYR has used in this year's game so far. You're going to want to check it out, guys.